Oh, look at that lighting. Oh, that looks so cool. I'm actually getting quite scared for the whole like 222 subscriber thing. I think we're getting quite close, and I'm kind of scared for what questions you guys are gonna ask me, because I've heard some things from certain people. The day I upload this, the day after will be Valentine's Day. So that's why I'm doing this kind of video on dating advice and relationships, because we're on that theme now, you know? Valentine's Day. How I do love consumerism. Valentine's Day isn't just about consumerism, it's also about love. And we all love love, right? I think how I'm gonna do this video so it's not too personal with me, telling you about scenarios that I've heard of as a third party, you know, observer. I'll be giving my non-subjective opinion on them, just to keep things like kind of fair and to like keep bias out of the equation. I think we should start at the start, why people would want to get into relationships. I think there's a couple of pitfalls when it comes to it, like people getting into relationships for the right reasons. A couple of bad reasons for it would be like insecurities and stuff. I feel like a lot of people I know, they get into relationships kind of to like cover up their own insecurities on themselves. Like, I think the insecurities will always be there unless you handle them yourself, okay? I think a lot of insecurities come from the way we look, as you know, looks are important for, you know, attraction. Style and how we dress is also a sign of intellect, cultural awareness as well when it comes to knowing what's trendy in the modern day and stuff. I think how we look on the grand scheme of getting into an actual relationship, we're not talking about just, you know, like one-off things, but like an actual relationship, it doesn't matter as much as we all think. Like, okay, this is just an example like into my head. A lot of my friends, a lot of them really hate the way their side profile looks on like camera or wherever, or like in pictures and stuff. Like, this isn't just one as well, this is multiple that I know. And whenever they tell me this, I'm like, who's really gonna care? No one's gonna care about that. No future friend or future POI, for instance, is gonna think, well, yes, I really like this person, I love their personality, they're very beautiful, but my god, have you seen that side profile? Like, no one's gonna ever say that. Okay, and if they do say that, then they're crazy and you shouldn't be with them in the first place, you know? It's kind of weird how we all get hung up on our own individual insecurities and stuff. I'm kind of in that like whole body neutrality wave, kind of. I'm just gonna let my body do its thing right now. I'm of course in my routines where I'm working out, taking good care of it, but you know, if I'm working out at the gym and I don't see much progress, I'm not really gonna get hung up on it or anything. I'm just gonna, you know, see how it rolls, I guess. Which I think is a good place to be at right now. I feel like still being in my formative years. I think it's 18 still your formative years. I don't know. I feel like we're always in our formative years, you know. You're always changing, always growing. I feel like right now, being the age I am, I really shouldn't be spending my time on looks maxing or anything like that. I think I should just focus on developing my inner self rather than my constantly changing outer self. No matter what you do, you can't really change a lot of it. And I think for a lot of people, you know, the sooner you accept that, the happier you'll be. Maybe that's just me because I see myself in camera a lot. You know, everyone sees themselves at their worst and everyone sees themselves at their best. I think we're all kind of ugly and all kind of beautiful. That's what I'm trying to say. Except of course my fans who are always beautiful. I feel like a lot of guys I know are quite insecure about the way they look, because for a lot of them, no one ever really tells them they look good. I mean, I remember once I was scrolling on Instagram with my friends around me. I'm like, guys, why don't you comment on my post, you know? Why don't you ever hype me up? We were talking about it and we came to the result that on my next post, they were all gonna just start barking in the comments, you know, hype the boy up, and we did the same back and forth. But you know, my next post came and no one really did. It was very sad. Let's be honest, for guys, looks don't matter that much. Obviously there's a hygiene thing, there's a presentation thing. You can still have successful relationships, whatever you want. You don't have to do the whole looks maxing thing. You don't have to mute 24/7. Take it from me, who's like pretty average looking, I'd say, don't let the good lighting fool you. You can still get a lot of success with it. In your social relationships, romantic relationships, really whatever you want, you know? You know, but a lot of things is most about confidence and just how you carry yourself. And if you're always worrying about the way you look, then you won't have that confidence. And just have faith in what you can contribute to someone else's life. What the fuck was that segment? Should we talk about red flags? I love red flags. Alright. Of course, for all of you, the number one red flag is that they're not me, you know? I don't think I have time for a relationship right now. Maybe with the right person, actually, I'd make time. But I haven't come across them yet. Or I don't think we've got there yet. No, my first red flag is if their expectations of you don't match your own. Well, actually, you know what, I'll give an example for this one. So I was in a bar with 5 of my girlfriends. Not girlfriends, but friends who are girls, right? And for some reason they were telling me about their relationship stuff. I don't know why. Maybe because they think I make these videos and like I write songs and stuff and like, oh, Owen's in touch with his emotions. It's like, no, that's not true, you know? But yeah, I don't know why a lot of people tell me about their relationships and stuff, but they do. And how most of it goes down is they're like, yeah, Owen, don't you agree? And I just have to say yes. Until of course now where I can actually give my actual opinion. So they were telling me that their boyfriend at the time was very boring. Wait, I don't want to be too specific here. Let's change the scenario. So I was with a group of guys, right? And one of them were like, oh yeah, she doesn't do anything. She just watches How I Met Your Mother all day. She doesn't really do anything else. She doesn't really have a hobby or job or anything like that. So that's why I'm not really feeling her anymore, and I kind of want to break up. Anyway, he tells me all this, and I was like, cool, but what do you do as well? Because I know you, and I know for a fact that you don't do much either, okay? He had really high expectations of her, but he didn't really have those high expectations of himself. When like you come to an opinion of your partner, you have to look at yourself as well and see if you kind of reflect the same thing. Another red flag for me is if they have one pillow on a double bed and they keep the other pillow on top of their wardrobe, so every time they have to take down that other pillow for any particular reason, they always knock everything down, and it's really inefficient and really awkward. And you'd at least think by at least the second time they would have learned that you should just keep the two pillows on his bed, but he doesn't because he's an idiot and he thinks the awkwardness is very funny because he's just weird like that. Another red flag for me is if they have a guitar in their room but they don't play it. I actually play it, so it's fine, but this isn't another joke, this is serious. That really shows lack of follow through and commitment. Another red flag is not doing your cuffs. I don't know why I never do it. Another red flag I see in people is if they cheat in a game or anything like that. You know, if they're gonna cheat on something that doesn't matter, what else are they gonna cheat in, you know? Possibly a relationship. Just saying, this is good advice. Okay, now you've taken in all these red flags and you're like, thanks Owen. You find the perfect person for you, right? You know, you decide that you want to ask them out, right? And you have the whole like planned conversation out in your head. Anyway, you go up to that person, your friend, whatever. I know your situation, friend of a friend, but that's probably a friend of a friend. That's normally how it goes. You know, you say like, I really like you. May I take you out for some spaghetti? No, maybe don't say that. May I take you out for some authentic Italian food? My favorite joint is Frankie and Benny's. No, you ask them out, and ladies and gentlemen, of course they go off script. They hit you with the no. What are you gonna do? You're gonna be a little bitch. You're gonna cry about it. If you want, I guess it's not really up to me. I don't really know your situation, so I don't really know how that plays out, but no, I mean, it's hard when it's like a friend of a friend or they're in your friend group or shit like that. What you gotta do is just like try and have as little contact with them as you can while you're healing. Unfollow them from Be Real so you don't see them every fucking day. Oh my god. It's like as soon as you like talk to them again, you know, you're just gonna feel all those emotions back, so you gotta take time for yourself. You gotta fully recover from it. You know, when it comes to getting over someone, you know, you have to do it. No one else can really do it for you or help you through it. Maybe a good support system, but if that support system is also friends with that person, it's gonna yoke situation. So you have to do it by yourself. Obviously, this is not personal experience. This is someone else I'm talking about. Okay. Today's video's challenge is kind of going to be the opposite of the last one. In the last one, we kind of reached out to a specific person. In this one, we're going to be not ignoring, but we're going to be restricting our communication with a specific person. As we're kind of all a team in this one on the DoubleO YouTube channel, I also will be doing this. You know, we're going to get through it together. Yep. Oh my god, don't text them on Valentine's Day. Please. You're going to embarrass me if you do that, okay? So don't. For me, sometimes when I start liking someone, always in the back of my mind, there's always like the thought like, maybe like someone in your past you actually had a better connection with and you like them more. Then I start having self-doubt. Well, not actually self-doubt, but doubt in them. I don't know if that's a big issue for me, but you know, it has happened before. Sometimes I wish I could just wipe my memory of like all the past kind of relationship, POI stuff, you know. That would be a great scene in Almost Main when like a character does that. His ex or something comes up to him. Oh, do you not remember any of the good conversations or anything we've had? He was like, no. Wipe my mind. God, I love that play. Maybe it was the character Phil. I think his name was Phil. Phil. Yeah, it was Phil. I just remember the other character like saying Phil. Oh yeah, it was Phil. I think it was Phil. Yes, he is. I just looked up. It was like tired, overworked husband. I was like, that's my boy. I played him. And how I played him was so toxic. To the point where I started scaring myself because I was like, damn, playing that character made me question how manipulative I was to other people in real life, you know? It was basically a married couple fighting. My character had a goal, and then I had a goal playing the character off. You have to try and get the audience on your side, you know? I think I remember telling my scene partner, like, we should both try and win over the audience. So that was quite a fun challenge to use the scripts in that kind of way and act it in that kind of way, as if the characters are trying to convince each other and the audience that they're right. That's why I like to play, because it was a good challenge for me. You know, Valentine's Day isn't just for consumerism and couples, it's also for the single people. Let's go. Let's talk about it. Being single is not that bad, okay? I have so much free time to make videos, do my own thing, you know? You know, most nights, sleeping alone, no real strong emotional connection to anyone besides myself. Being single is great, man, what the fuck? Valentine's Day is fun when you're single, you know. As long as you follow the double C's on Valentine's Day, you should be good. Let me remind you of them. Caution. You know, you gotta be careful, and consent. Anyway, tomorrow I hope you find the love of your life, or whatever you want. This is like a post-production recording, because I forgot to add the disclaimer that I haven't been in enough relationships, and I definitely haven't been in long enough relationships to actually give good advice, so don't listen to anything I've just said in this video. I do hope you enjoyed it though. Maybe I randomly said something profound that reached you to a certain level, but as I've said, just, yeah, take everything with not even a grain of salt, just like the whole shaker, you know? Alright, cool. So yeah.